Welcome back to the Southern Stew. I'm Cynthia.
I'm Gina.
Stephanie.
Melissa.
So tonight we're all going to be reading some questions on Reddit for relationship advice, and we're going to give our opinion about them. Yeah. Okay, so the
Good
first
luck.
one. Marriage advice. My husband, 63, and I, 54, have been married for 10 years and together for 14 years. After about 8 months, we started building our forever home. The home is on a 1 acre of land that is paid for. He paid for the land. We both have put our hard work and made decisions together. Now, just last week, I was told that if he dies before me, that I can live here. But if I ever decided to leave, all of this is just going to go to his children, which are adult children. But I also have adult children. What about mine?
Well, legally, sucks to be you. You need to get yourself on the deed. You need to get married. She said they
are married.
They are married?
They've been married 10 years. And they've been together for 14.
Then she can contest that.
She can contest that in a divorce if she ever decided to leave him. Now, if he were to die before to get a divorce, my guess is that she's even asking that because she's thought about it. I mean, why would you even ask, right? So,
I think, by the way it sounds, he just brought it up. Just saying, like, if I die.
If she doesn't take care of that before she dies, then her kids is just SOL.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they can try and contest it through probate, but they're not going to have a lot of standing. But you better have money. Yeah.
I don't know if you can contest that or not.
Yes, you can.
Like, he owns the land, right? But they're married, unless they have like a prenup, that there's no way that he should be able to keep it. You know,
she is entitled to any kind of land or any kind of property that he has while they're together, if in case of his death and she is still alive. Well, I'm not a lawyer. She should see a lawyer about it, but I'm just going to tell you from what my knowledge is, the best thing for her to do is, one, get her name on the deed. That way, even if she were to die before him, at least half of the property can be willed to her children. But she also needs to have a living will so that she can tell probate or whatever when she dies that half goes to her children rather than to him. But the way most of it works is that one spouse dies, it goes to the remaining spouse.
But does it matter? Does that stuff like that change state by state?
That's what I was about to say. Every state has a different law about that.
Yeah, and if there's, I mean, you never know. Well, I don't know what state this person lives in, but
like I said, we're not lawyers. We're not trying to give you any legal advice at all.
No.
And to be honest, the whole advice relationship anyway, that's pretty shitty.
Yeah.
It is. It's pretty shitty, but I mean, if she has a problem with it, she needs to talk to her husband about it, be open and be honest, but don't be accusatory, because maybe it's because the land has been in his family for a long time and he doesn't want to see it split up. At that point, can you really blame him? You know, we don't know the circumstance around the land. If they've been married for 10 years and he has this plot of land, why hasn't her name ever been added? I don't know.
That's the question.
Yeah, it really is. But the thing is that
speaking from
you need to talk about it.
Speaking for myself personally, I don't think I could be in a relationship with a man because I think that's stingy. Just saying that. I couldn't be with a man that felt that way toward me. Period.
I think with you sharing a life with someone for 14 years and being with them, if they're not willing to see your children as part of his children at that point, that's kind of a big red flag. That's my opinion.
I guess, like I said, they need to talk about it. They need to define why it is that he sees it this way, because honestly, it's land.
Yeah, they need to have a talk.
If it's a hereditary thing, like I said, like, you know, it's been passed down through his family from generation to generation, then he needs to explain that to her, and that's the reason why he wants to make sure that it gets passed down and not divided up, because we all know that's probably what's going to happen. But this needs to be clearly defined and spoken about, and they need to work that out. If she's already planning to leave him, then, you know, sorry girl, you need to get your name on the deed if that's all about just the money.
Yeah.
Next.
Okay, so this one I found interesting. How do I meet people? Hello, I have been in long-distance relationships for the past 3 years and have decided they truly don't work for me. Due to the lack of communication, I'm curious, how do you even meet women in person? Are their dating apps useful?
Okay.
I just want to say wah, wah, wah.
Well, it depends. Sir? Madam? I don't know.
It's a sir.
Okay. Sir? How old did it say? Okay. How do you meet women? You go where women are. Simple as. I mean, depending
First
on what
of
you
all,
like.
Unless
don't
you
be
live
creepy.
in a very small hick town, there's plenty of places to meet women. Depends on what type of women you're looking for. Determines on where you're going to look.
Yeah. Like I said, it depends on what you're into. If you're into gaming, then you want to go to gaming stores. You want to go online. You want to start playing games where you know that there is a higher chance that you're going to be.
And if there's not a video conference in this where you can physically see the person, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't get catfished.
Yeah, don't do that.
There's a lot of those out there.
But church is a good one. Church is a great place to meet women, especially good women. Bars is a good place to meet loose women. I mean,
Karaoke bars.
karaoke bars is a good place to find fun women usually.
Mm-hmm.
Bowling, believe it or not, is a good place to find women.
There's also
People that
board
volunteer-
games.
People
groups
that
you can join.
volunteer.
Volunteer for something, meet people. Take a night class at a place,
Yeah.
like a sip and paint or
A pottery class.
a pottery class, something like that. You'll
Book
bump
club.
into all kinds of women. At
Book club,
any artsy thing, you'll bump into a ton of women. So it really depends on what you're into. But if you're just women in general, you can't go wrong with church and
cooking
artsy
class.
crap. Cooking class, yeah. You meet
That's
women.
That's the way to my heart.
Heck yeah. Same.
Oh, it's one of my jeans.
I thought that was
Next.
pretty good. Let's see. All right. Oh, I'm not reading this book. That is a book. Okay, hold on a second. Find another one. All right, this one's not bad. Need advice. About a month ago, I ended things with my long distance boyfriend, and the reason behind it was that he was overthinking a lot about the future and uncertain. Although he claimed he still wanted me in his life, he wasn't sure if he was making the right decisions. So fast forward to today, I received a call from an unknown number, and to my surprise, it was him. And he just being apologetic and remorseful about what happened. He mentioned that not a single day goes by that he doesn't think about me. He also mentioned a whole lot of things indicating that he regretted things how it went down. So now I'm stuck because I don't know what to do. I know I still love him very much, but the way things went down makes me bitter. So I need advice from a guy's perspective or a girl's perspective, because I can't tell if he is being genuine about how he is feeling about because I don't like being treated like I'm just another option. Side note, I asked him if he's tried moving on, and he said that he tried talking to another girl, but he didn't work out.
He could, I mean, that I can see how that's possible, because long distance relationships is not an easy thing. You really don't truly know each other until you live with each other. And so if he's not willing to move closer to her or vice versa, it's not going to work anyway.
It's never going to work. It's never going to work. It doesn't matter whether or not he wants to think about the today or, what's coming up in your relationship, or, you're not showing the level of commitment that he wants to see or whatever. None of that shit matters if you guys can't get together, period. Somebody has to.
Yeah.
So, because you can't take it to the next level if you're not around each other.
Stephanie, what do you think?
Distance relationships are very hard. And I think if the two people really want to try to make it work, you're going to try to find a way to be closer to one another. So, if you're not willing to relocate and be closer to one another, then you need to just cut ties altogether.
Yep.
And move on. Because there's no way you can have a long distance relationship.
It's not
not
meant to be that way.
No.
Because what it does is that as long as you keep putting off one of you or both of you not moving to one or the other, it just stays in a state of limbo for a long time. You can confess, I love yous and whatever. You may even get engaged. But until one of you guys takes that extra step, you're always going to be in that state of limbo. It doesn't matter what you discuss or say.
Yeah.
So you guys need to talk.
It's like being married to an AI.
Yeah. So you really have to make that decision before you can even move on to the next, I forgive yous or whatever. That conversation needs to happen on whether or not one of you, either you or him, and I would suggest him, is going to make that leap. If he's really willing to try and make things work, he's going to have to be really willing to move his ass close to you. So that's the way I see it.
On top of that, though, I think it's where she's mentioned that he couldn't make a decision about the future. In other words, it sounds like to me that she tried to get him to relocate or for her to maybe move there. And he just I don't know, and been very indecisive, and that's what caused the relationship to end.
And it's the reason as to why Gina said it needs to be him to make that decision. Because if he's not, I'd just cut him off.
Exactly. If he's not willing to make that level of commitment now, that he's had time to think it over, cut it off.
It sounds like the only reason why he has time to think it over is because the person he was also talking to didn't work out. Mm-hmm. So I say follow your gut. If you feel like this is something hey, I already wasted this amount, 3 years or how long you was with this person this long, is it worth even dipping your toes back into that kind of mess?
Right.
I say let history be history and just move on with your life and just tell him, sorry about your luck. See ya.
Yeah, it sucks, but you gotta put your foot down at some point or another and say, otherwise they keep crawling back, right? Give them another chance. So,
yeah, stop putting yourself through all the torture. Move on and find somebody that's gonna make you happy.
Yeah, that's ready to make you happy.
That wants to be in your life. That wants to take time out to be with you every single day.
Right.
That makes you feel like you're number one.
Yep. Next.
My boyfriend is constantly on the phone with me. I mean, if neither of us are at work, we are on the phone. Sleep together on the phone, eat together, literally everything. When I tell him I need some space, he freaks out and says, I'll give you 2 weeks. And when I meant more like an hour or two. He tracks my location, has an air tag inside my purse, tracks my tracks my snap score. What the hell's a snap score? Anyway, and my followers. Looks at looks at every person I'm friends with on Facebook. I went out with my friends a few months ago, and he tracked me and followed me around the town
Oh,
in
but
his
hell
car.
no.
I just don't know how much more I can handle. I tried to leave him, but he knows how to come back. Please help me. No matter what I do, I'm always at fault.
First of all,
Girl.
narcissist alert. Get the hell away.
Fatal
Run.
attraction alert.
Yeah, you better cut that tie, girl.
That is a narcissist,
And you
buddy.
probably need a restraining order, like.
Restraining order. Change your phone number. Get a change of address. I don't care what it is. Get him away from you.
Disappear.
Do not.
You know,
That is psycho crazy right there.
this
Like,
guy is
he's got
he's
trust
scary.
issues. He's got nah.
That's more than trust issues. That is control.
That's
He was
controlling.
the controller. And so she says, I need a little space. Like, can we not talk on the phone 24/7? He's like, fine, I'll give you 3 weeks. That's him throwing a tantrum because he wants to say, I've got control of you, or none at all. You know what I'm saying? Narcissist. Get rid of him. Go, run.
That's
Run,
scary.
girl, run. Yeah.
what is up with the air tag? I would be sticking
First
that on
of all,
the bus or
he would have
something.
never gotten that far.
No.
Right?
Never. I'd be like, boy.
I'd be sticking that air tag up a dog's ass or something.
I'll be
letting it
finding me
go.
a a Greyhound bus and saying, "Hey, hun, will you put this in your purse and just head out town? I'm trying to get rid of this psychopath." Hell yeah,
Do
I'd
it.
do it.
Do it.
Okay, the snap count thing
Yeah.
is if the streaks. So if you Snapchat somebody every day, it counts it.
Huh.
How many times you snap each other? And
Yeah.
You can actually see that.
Yes.
So if
Wow.
say for instance, if I'm snapping, say Gina, Stephanie can see how many times I snap her.
No, I think you have
Think
to be
so.
on. Like, I would
He
have
has
to get on
be
your
in her
account.
He
So
has to be
he's,
in her
he's
account.
logging into her accounts too.
He has to log into her account to see that.
Unless there's
Bro.
something about Snap, I don't know. I'm pretty sure you have to
Run.
be in that person's account.
Don't walk, run.
Sounds like
Call the
if
police.
she did put in a restraining order, he would be one of those that try to kill her.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
for sure.
He's
Restraining
definitely
order.
psycho. Like, she needs to, like, run away quick.
Run
and-
away. Don't tell him anything. Just go.
But she
I'd
knows.
be
needs to
contacting a family member out of town and say, "I need to come and stay with you."
Stay with somebody.
I was
Be
gonna
safe.
say she needs to have a good support system.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
don't. Yeah.
Yeah. And
'Cause-
if you don't have that, there are safe places for you to go all over the place. Especially call like some of the battered hotlines. There are literally places for women. They won't tell anybody. If anybody calls or anything, they won't tell anybody. They'll act like you're not even there. There are places for women that are like that. Do not go back, no matter how much
Yeah.
he tries to talk you into it. But whatever, find some help. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out of
But
that.
you want to do this kind of quietly. I think this guy
Yeah.
would probably lose his shit and hurt her.
Get
so
your ducks in a row.
Yeah.
yeah, definitely have someone help
Like
you.
Gina said, put the tag up a dog's ass. I don't care where you put it. You put it on the run. Were you going to send him on some trail leading the opposite direction on where you're going?
If you're at
How-
work,
said-
ask a coworker to see if they can help you. They might be able to take that air tag
Here's the
and
thing: if you
lead them
do
on
some,
wild
if
goose
you
chase.
do something like that, here's the thing, because she said the Snapchat. He's probably got her phone to where it tracks like 360.
Yeah.
He has the air tag. So what she needs to do is when she cuts him off, every one of those need to be shut off
All
in
at
the
once.
Same day, yes.
All at
Because if
once.
she tries to do it one day here, one day there, then the fight is on.
Listen, I'd done buy me a new phone, done have it ready to go. That
Yeah.
phone would go down the toilet or something.
You get you a new phone, new number. Only tell the people that you know will keep it safe and keep it secret. Especially like your family, your best friends that you can trust that aren't his best friends too. Because I'm sure if he is a true narcissist, he's probably tried to remove you from your best friends. And
Yeah. True friends.
Told
Yeah.
ungodly stories to make you look like the bad person.
Yeah. So do not tell him anything about that. Get you a new phone, get it set up. Even if it's a shitty prepaid track phone or something like that from Walmart. Get you something on the side, new number. Let your friends and family, close friends and family know, and then prepare all the other shit. Keep all this stuff going and find you a good place to stay.
Grandma's house.
Money.
Cousin.
Make sure you talk to your HR people at work and let them know that he is never to come and see you at work. That's really important.
To be honest, I would leave state.
I would switch jobs. I
would leave until it calmed down.
I would seriously look for a family member that lives out. But if you can't, then
yeah, if you can't, just make sure you're covering all your bases. Cover your ass and everything, including work, because these people are crazy. Freaking narcissists are crazy. Get away, girl. Get away. Good Lord.
Look at the cat.
Crazy you are. They're like, Mom's in here. Why is Mom in here? And they're following me everywhere, climbing. Jeez. Yeah. I've got two, y'all. I've got two. And
well, you have one that's trying to become your third.
I've got a stray that I can't see an animal and not feed it if it needs fed. So
she's like that old lady that's in Puss in Boots, the new one. Every time one comes into her yard, she was like, "It's fine now."
Yeah.
Have you seen that one? The new Puss in Boots? Or I say new, but it's been out for a while. Oh my god, you gotta watch it. It's hilarious. You'll love it.
Is it the last one that came out?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, me and Cyrus watched it. He thought it was pretty awesome.
What did she call him in the movie? I can't remember, but like Fluffles or something like that. She gave him a name. You gotta watch it, Stephanie. You would love it. You would love it.
It's super cute.
Yeah, and when I say that you're the old lady in that, you'll crack up when you see it. So yeah.
Yeah.
Does she have a hard time jumping around with the tail gone?
Oh no.
Mm-mm.
Not at all.
Look how she's about to jump.
She's there she goes.
She kind of looks like a rabbit.
She's here now.
You should see her run.
What are you doing?
Didn't you rescue her behind Arby's?
I rescued her in Hardee's truck stop.
Hardee's. Okay.
It was a drive-through. Yeah, and she's almost 11 years old.
That's hard to
believe.
Man,
I know. I remember when you brought her home, man.
Yeah, she was a little bitty thing. We're decorating for Halloween, Christmas party actually, or Halloween party, and I went down to. I don't know what happened there. I think I had a mini stroke. But anyway, I went down to Hardee's and we went through the drive-thru to grab something quick. It was really cold and windy and like misty rain, the typical October weather for Kentucky. And I heard a kitten and I was like, I hear a little kitten, and then I seen her dart out from under a bush going for what she thought was a piece of food. And I was like, oh my goodness. So I get out with a piece of chicken, and I had chicken fingers, and she raced right to me.
Aww.
And I got her while she was gobbling it down. She probably hadn't eaten in probably a week or so. I absolutely starved. I have never seen an animal so hungry. But brought her home, and she's been here ever since. So she was born with no tail. And then Peach, the other one, the first one that I held up.
With the little peach nose.
Yeah, the little peach nose. We rescued her from the neighbor. She had gotten trapped underneath their house. And they were remodeling their front porch. And Ryan, we actually bought a small trap to get her. She was a little kitten. She wouldn't come to us. But we got her in the trap within like an hour or two and got her home. And she had a big hole under her neck, on her chest. And she had, part of her tail was gone. Had a blood clot in her tail to develop, and part of her tail came off. She had the hole in her neck, and she was nothing but just little skin and bone, and she was only maybe 6 weeks old when we found her. And come to find out, the hole in her neck was a wolf. We took her to the vet, got her shots and all that stuff, and antibiotics, and this just wasn't healing. So we took her back to the vet, and he told Ryan, said, I think that is a wolf, and what you need to do is put Vaseline over it and wait for it to come out to get air, and when it does, grab it with tweezers and pull it out. I know. But it did exactly that, and Ryan got it, and she had no fur, you guys. She had like this big massive section under her neck, all the way down her chest, with no fur, and it had the little hole, and it was just getting worse and worse. And within one day of having that out, her fur was all coming back. Like, it was crazy difference.
And she is so lovable compared to...
Zelda's a touch-me-not. I mean, she's lovable, but she's also a touch-me-not.
She's a little witch. She really is.
I mean, she's like,
she's I will love you as long as you give me food or do what I say.
I've been kitty cats, but I just got one giant, large, fluffy dog now.
Yeah, like Melissa's sleeping behind her there.
Yeah. Oh, Cody.
How old is Kodak?
He's about to, what?
He's 5.
He's older than
5.
Han, my dog, Han.
Solo?
Yeah, that's what he's named after. It's Han Solo.
Han Solo.
His middle name is actually Wampa.
Wampa?
Han Wampa. Yeah.
Where did Wampa come from?
That's from Star Wars.
Oh, okay. I'm not
It's-
I guess that
It's the big, like, abominable the abominable snowman looking thing in Star Wars. Wampa.
Okay.
So he's Han Wampa.
That's funny.
I wish I could have a dog or a cat, but my landlord will say no.
You can take mine.
Cyrus, he really wants to have a dog or a cat.
Okay. You'll have
Well, whatever you do.
Doesn't he already have? I thought he has one.
He does
He's
at
got
his
one at his
dad's,
dad's. Yeah.
but he wants
Hey,
him here.
To me, that's enough.
The
Because it's
only
a
good
lot.
thing.
You can't travel.
No.
That's true.
It's so expensive nowadays too to put them up in like boarding.
Insurance,
Ugh.
food, their shots.
Grooming.
Yeah,
Grooming.
We won't go about grooming. I just spent $140 on that one.
Have you seen those grooming kits that you can get on TikTok? I wonder if that's even worth it.
They are if you have a small dog. If you have a big dog, it will not work. Like I have a Great Pyrenees. It might do one leg.
Yeah, and the thing of it is, if you don't know, it depends on the type of dog. Like him,
He don't
if you
shed
don't know
very
what
much.
you're doing, he would look like he's on chemo.
No, he's a poodle mix, so
Yeah.
he doesn't shed as much. Whereas my dog Han, he always sheds. It's
But
like
his
constant.
fur grows very, very quickly.
Is
It's a poodle
is
thing.
it true that you could sell dog fur?
There is people that buy it, especially
Yeah.
Gina's.
Yeah, like okay, if
what?
you like Great Pyrenees, it's known that people take the fur that you gather
make
from like
gauze.
combing them and stuff, and they spin it.
Well,
Yeah, they spin it and make it into wool, and then they sell it.
Yeah,
Why
or
would
they
you
make
do
the
that?
gauze where they pin the pin, where they take the pin and they
Oh,
make
yeah.
the gauze.
Yeah, they make it.
Don't you look at me like that.
I forgot what it was felting. They do felting with it.
Yeah, felting.
The reason why I don't do it, and I'll be honest with you, is because one, I can't stand his fur anywhere, and so in order for me to do it, I have to gather it, and two, you can't just take the fur and do a thing with it. You have to scald it, to thoroughly clean it. It's a whole process, and I don't know how to spin. I've never spinned a thing in my life, So
I wouldn't have the patience to learn.
I mean, if somebody's out there who knows how to spin and wants my dog's fur, you give me the money to send that to you. I will send you some fur, honey.
I wonder if you could use a shock vac and just.
I do. Funny enough, because here's the thing, okay? I have to sweep my house daily, like in the corners and stuff, to because there's fur there always. We don't know where it comes from. He doesn't have a shed cycle. No, he just always sheds. Some days better than others, but yeah. And then we tried buying one of those like little vacuums, you know what I'm talking about, for like hardwood. We had it for like 3 days. So we bought a shop vac, and that's what we have to do. We have to shop vac stuff now because it breaks. And then
How do you clean your car? That's what I want to know.
well, here's the thing: when you got a Pyrenees, and thankfully most of my interior is leather in my car, but we got the gate so that he has to stay in the back because he's so big anyway. And then we put like a big. It's a thing you can buy for dogs, but it's like a tarp that goes along the entire back area. And he can dirty that up all he wants. I don't care. I just get that out and just dust it off like a, like a
I just feel like you'd be going
carpet.
the window.
You do. I swear to God, you do. And you know what's worse? It's worse after I get him groomed. And you wouldn't think it is, but it's like everything's loose now. And so it's just like constantly. It's like glitter, constant glitter everywhere. And so in our house, if you wear black, you have to lint roll that thing before you leave the house. We've got lint rollers all over the house. You got to lint roll yourself before you leave the house.
Let me tell you a good one. Last time I was in, I stopped at Stephanie's house. Okay? And I was telling everybody bye, and I went to hug her husband. I had a really cute outfit on, like a nice little shirt, and I had one of those black shrugs on, okay? He was holding Zelda? No, it was Peaches. He was holding Peach. And you know how he does that one thing where he holds the cat in one arm, like right here? So I thought he would just one arm hug me. No. No. He made sure to get me like this, and then he went up my back with that cat.
That's
up
great.
and down my back. So I had cat fur all over my back. And I just stopped and looked at him and I went, "You bitch." And he just laughed and walked away.
What's funny is I don't know if all Great Pyrenees are like this, but Han, he's almost like a cat the way he behaves. And what he'll do is if, he's walking around you and he's just like, "Hey, what's up?" He'll come like brush up against you like a cat. You know what I'm saying? He'll be like, "Ugh." So you'll be, standing there with a pair of pants on and he'll brush up against you, and now you got literally, it looks like somebody cut a beard, like an old man's white beard, and it's just down your leg. And he'll just do that. He'll come in and go, "Ugh."
Oh my gosh.
He does that all the time. And he does the in-between hug. Or between the leg hug. And so when he's super happy to see you and you're in the house, he goes, right between your legs. And he'll go, "Ugh." So then your crotch is all hairy. And it doesn't matter how much you brush him. You can literally sit there and just brush him all day. And it'll still come out. It's just constant.
How often do you have to get Kodak groomed?
Once a month.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's expensive to own a big dog, especially poodles.
I mean, I love him, and I'd hurt somebody over him, but never again.
I would never get a poodle mix ever again. I love my Pyrenees sometimes, and I will never get another Pyrenees, only because the hair issue is just so bad.
I'm talking animal, period. I'm done.
It's like I was too. We lost Fable after 15 years, and we had Zelda, But when Fable passed away and it was just Zelda, Ryan's like, oh, she's lonely. She needs a friend. We need to get another cat, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no. She's fine. You know?
She'll get over it.
She will be fine. And then there was the cat that was stranded, like, you know,
Stuck under your neighbors, yeah.
And it was just like, oh, God. And then we get this other cat. And
But see, you're different than Melissa. Melissa doesn't go out looking for animals. She sees an animal and she's like, I'm going to call animal control. The time that Melissa will ever take a dog into her house or a cat is if, for some reason, it was her children's animal and they were like, Mom, I need help.
That's exactly how Kodak happened.
Yep.
That's the reason how I got him. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, see,
I just can't.
my husband would not have allowed, if Zelda or Peach had been a dog or any other type of animal, Ryan would have been, it's good, animal control or whatever. But as far as picking it up and bringing it home, no, that would not have happened. But since how God decided it was going to be a cat, that
Well,
was
he's
fine.
a cat man and that's fine. I'm a cat woman. I'm not a dog person.
I'm not a
So-
dog person at all. I mean, kudos to anybody that can handle a dog, but nope, not me.
I'm
If
not
I
an
can't
animal
have
person.
lots of land for the dog to freely run out into, thank you.
I think the one thing that, like, because I've had a small dog and now I've got what they would consider a large or extra large breed. I think the thing that I like or dislike about a large breed is just the fact that most of them have a drool problem. And I'm not a drool person. I can't even stand human drool, much less a dog drool. So
Kodak don't.
it's because
The only thing that he does is when he drinks water, he leaves a trail after he's done. His beard is wet and he drips everywhere. But after that, he's done. I mean, he doesn't drool.
you know the movie Turner and Hooch where he looks like he's got.
Mm-mm.
Oh my
And
god.
then they shake their head and it
Yeah,
slings
and it just-
everywhere.
That's
No.
fine.
I couldn't.
That's not as bad as it was in that movie, but he totally has shoestrings sometimes, especially when he's outside and he's panting because he's running around and stuff. Oh, it's nasty. I can't handle it. I'm like,
So,
How did we get on this subject? We're
I don't
supposed to
know.
be Your Abby.
about mammals. But yeah, I love big dogs because they act differently than little dogs. Little dogs have attitudes. They have tudes. Big dogs are just chill. Like, Han is he's so much like a cat. He's just really big. Super chill.
It's like having a kid, no joke. They're like
It is.
having...
I would suggest, Cynthia, if you ever do finally able to get a dog, don't get a
I
tiny
just
breed.
go with a cat. I just
Just
go
Don't
with
get a
cat.
large breed.
okay. So, all right. So, I never really want an animal, but the people I live with wants an animal. So it's kind of like
The question is, who will be taking care of you?
Bingo,
Probably me.
girlfriend. Bingo.
When it boils down to that, there's your answer.
Mama ends up can't take care of it.
My dog thinks I'm literally his mother.
So, the biggest dog, and I have to share this. I went to one of
my
my
hamster.
coworkers' parents' house for board game night. And have you ever heard of it's called Newfoundland dog?
Yes, the Newfoundlands. Yep.
Now, when Gina said the dog that drools really bad, that
Newfoundland.
dog drools, and it's
Yeah.
so furry, and it gets stuck in their fur, and it,
Yeah, in their apron. Here.
Mhm. And that dog is like a lap dog. He doesn't understand he's like massive, and he wants to lay
Same
on
thing
you.
with Han. Same thing. He has no clue he's big.
So
No
I'm
clue.
I'll be sitting there playing a board game at a kitchen table, and this dog will try to climb up my lap, and I would have, imagine jeans, and the slime would be across my lap.
Girl, I know. I deal with it every day.
Oh, and I'm sitting here, I'm like,
Yeah. Girl, I know.
you have that automatic want to like take the pants off and run away, but you
I saw
can't.
Booty Judy go by.
Yeah, speaking of animals.
But the thing about, I love the fact like cats are easier to have now, like even more easier because they have the litter robots and stuff now. Have a cat, you have to get a litter robot. You just got to. They're the best thing ever.
Hi, Zelda.
Zelda. Hi, Zelda. A Kitter.
Her colors are so pretty.
Yeah, I love calicos. It's so parody. It's so parody.
She matches my shirt.
She's like, I don't know. I don't think you're real right now, so I'm not running away.
Are you gonna run now? Yep. Touch me not. Oh, booty. She's circling the computer desk.
She's allowing you to touch her for a little bit. She's like, enough, human. You're gone.
Mm-hmm.
She's hanging out. Mm-hmm. But yeah, do you guys want to get back to these or?
Yeah.
We can do one more and then we'll call it.
Okay.
She's here. Boom, 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 boom.
I'm afraid she's gonna walk across my keyboard.
It's okay. If she does, it'll be funny.
Okay, she does.
My girlfriend, 21 female, went on a birthday vacation 5 days ago. Since then, she doesn't text me back and sends me the "I can't talk right now" text when I try to call. But she keeps updating and posting on Instagram. Today was her birthday, and I texted her happy birthday. 8 hours later, no response. So I called her, and she declined it. Then texted me back, "Thank you, and I can't talk right now." I don't know how to feel right now.
Here's
If
your
you
sign.
can post on Instagram, you can spare me 2 minutes to talk on your birthday. I don't even feel like celebrating or giving her the gifts I bought her for her birthday. When she returns, am I overthinking or does it seem off? And should I still celebrate and give her the gifts?
Okay, so hold on a minute. So she left to go on like a little mini vacation. Is this what I'm hearing?
Yeah, she left. She went on a birthday vacation
Girls'
5
trip.
days ago. It was a girls' trip. That has to be a girls' trip for her birthday.
All I can say is, cry me a freaking river. Boo-hoo.
So the whole
Does not
basically,
want him. She don't want him, obviously. I'm just
All
like,
right.
here's your
So here's
sign.
one thing. Okay. If you've been in a relationship long enough, it doesn't matter what day it is, unless it's like literally your anniversary. If your woman's away and you know she's having a fun time and you trust her enough that she's having a fun time, you're not going to be bothered about her not answering you because you know she's having a good time. She's with her friends, whatever. If one, you're getting the cold shoulder, she's ghosting you, she's not texting you back or whatever, and you don't have that trusting relationship, and just what are you doing? What are you doing in this relationship?
But hold on. If she is taking the relationship a little bit serious, she should find a little time to call him and give him the same courtesy.
Absolutely.
I mean, she should not be blowing him off like that. That's just
like
rude.
she what he says is that when he calls her, she rejects it and says,
I can't talk right
I
now.
can't talk right now."
See,
And
that girl.
but then
She don't want him.
and then instead of talking, and he says happy birthday, no response for almost all day, and then she says thank you when he tries to call. She just rejects it and says thank you. That's
And
really.
still, I can't talk.
But she can get on Instagram and post. She has time to text. She doesn't
She's just
have
blowing
time
him
for him.
off. She doesn't want to deal with him at all.
Yeah,
She's
she
blowing
doesn't. She
him off.
doesn't want. She doesn't want him right now. She wants him when she's home, but she don't want him right now. And that, you know what?
And first of all, if you got to chase somebody like that,
No, ain't worth it.
Ain't
Get
worth
away.
it.
I say return the gifts and get your money back.
I say return the gifts and make no phone calls.
Yep.
Disappear. Let
Disappear.
her look for you.
Yep.
Because she will when she gets back.
Mm-hmm.
And then I tell
And
her
then
to go fly a
you-
kite.
And then say, can't talk to you right now.
Yeah.
I'm busy.
Go
I'm
get your
busy.
money back. Go
And
get
then
your money
continue to post on Instagram. Make sure she sees it.
back. Yeah.
How's that feel?
Go get your money back. Go have fun. Go out with your boys. Post it on Instagram.
You're young.
And when she texts and calls you,
Sorry,
Yeah.
man.
sorry about your luck.
Use the money that you got back from her gifts and go out with your friends.
Yeah.
have fun.
I think the hardest question through all of this was the very first one.
Yeah.
About the land and all that stuff.
I agree.
And it's mostly, it's not so much advice as it is legal, because here's the thing: if you're married for 10 plus years,
it is an advice because something is not right for her to even bring it up. How did that come up? Why did it come up?
yeah. How is she
What
not?
made them talk about it?
How is she not on the land after this many years of marriage? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe this is a second marriage. I mean,
Maybe it's about to be a third.
Well, obviously it is some kind of, a later marriage because she talks about her kids and his kids.
True.
So
True.
they've got separate children.
Well, they were okay. So he was in his early 60s. She's in her late 50s. So, and they were together, married 10 years, together for 14 years. So they got together later.
In their early 40s.
Yeah. It's
So,
fine.
Like
which
that.
is fine. So it's just.
I don't know. I mean, he should respect her enough to put her kids on the wheel.
Well,
Put
like I
her
said,
on the wheel.
she needs to talk to him and they need to have a heart-to-heart, true, what's up, talk about why he feels this way.
He probably feels like, hey, this was mine before you came around, and this is going to my kids. Sorry, but you had nothing, and your kids aren't getting anything.
But the way I look at it,
especially if their father has something to leave her kids, you know what I mean? Who's to say they don't have something being left to them? Whereas his kids probably don't.
So that's the reason why they need to have that true heart-to-heart talk. She needs to understand why he feels the way he does. I'm not saying that he feels the way he does is a good thing or that he's right in feeling that way, but she needs to find out the reason he feels that way, and then she can make a decision based upon that.
I can see her point of view, though. If you got with a man, you married him, and he had a plot of land, had nothing on it, and then you go together, you design a house, you both put money into building that house, and he turns around and says, hey, so just so you know, when I die, you can live here, but your name is not, my kids will be the ones that own this house.
And
Well,
let me
first
tell
off,
you, I know for a fact that this has actually happened to somebody that I know, and when that person passed, those kids kicked the wife out.
That's what I would be scared of, because it sounds like...
I mean, first off, why would you be in a relationship and spend money building a house that your name ain't even on?
Yeah.
Come on, people.
But the thing is maybe she thought, okay, well, we're going to build a house, and then my name will be on the house.
I
maybe
would not
she
have
just
spent
thought
the first dollar on it until my name was on the land that house was sitting on.
But love is blind. People do strange things because they care and trust that person.
Well, I think, again, she
People are
just needs to
stupid.
have a talk with him. She needs to let him know. And if it gets to the point that this is such a divisive thing in their relationship that, there's just no reconciliation, then she needs to say, well, I'm going to go talk to a lawyer. Because if she's put money into this, and she goes into trying to divorce his ass, she could totally take him for half of it right now if she wanted to. At least in most states.
Yeah.
So, especially if they've been married over a certain amount of years, most states, they would say, okay, well, I'm sorry about your luck, dude, but half of it's hers. So, she might not get all of it, but most courts will force you to sell it and split half. So, I guess it just really depends. Like I said, if she goes up to the dude and says, hey, why do you feel this way? Is it because your kids doesn't trust my kids? Is it because your kids don't trust me? Because, I mean, if we think about it in regards of, our own relationship with, what happened to our parents or whatever, we could kind of see that, but at the same time, if they worked on that land together, then it should be theirs. It shouldn't be his kids or her kids or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
They really need to sit down and have a talk.
We don't know where their relationship is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, why would he tell her that in the first place? unless he's goading her, like, yo, if you divorce me, your kids is not getting this, because he knows that she wants to.
What if, just what if, and we all know how some men could be assholes. Okay, if he just had, say, some health issues, okay, and he's afraid, okay, I have to have a surgery coming up. If I die, let's talk about what happens after death. You know, and that does come up in marriages. This is what I want if I die, and this is where I want to be buried. And then he's like, so just so you know, this is what I want about the house.
But
this
see,
is
that's the
how
thing,
I want it to be.
is that he needs to understand that she has input too.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if she was there at the very beginning when the house was being built. She's put time and love into that. Whether or not she actually put monetary value into it, it doesn't matter. She's been in that relationship. She's lived there. She's worked with that house. She's been in that house since the beginning. So he needs to realize that she deserves at least half ownership of it. So he doesn't have the right to tell her what to do with her half. And so him going to her and saying, just so you know, when I die, we'll let you live here, but my kids are getting this. That's not right. You know? It's not right.
So let's like spin it just a little bit. Say if it was you were in that situation. Say Stephanie. There we go. Stephanie. So let's say if you were in this situation and
Stephanie's like, I wouldn't be in this situation.
Nobody be living in a house because they wouldn't be a house to live in.
She'd go rent a damn front loader and just blow right through the house. She's like, well, here's your half, honey. Mm.
Yeah.
he'll come home and it be burnt to the ground.
I think they just need to talk about it.
I'm telling you the truth.
She needs to talk to him about it, and then she needs to give him an ultimatum. Either put me on the lease or...
Melissa, what about you? What would you do if it was your man that done that?
I'd be straight up to the lawyer. He wouldn't know I even done it till it's done.
Yep.
For sure.
Especially if you had to have, you try to have a talk with him about it, and he's just like, doesn't even want to talk about it, don't even want to discuss it. I'd be like, all right, well, lawyer.
Yeah,
because that's not cool, because that's leaving you in a place in your future where you have no idea what's going to happen, and that's not cool. And you don't even have to say, hey, by the way, when I die, my kids get this. It should be, by the way, when I die, you get this. Not your kids, not my kids, whatever. You get this. Mm-hmm. So, but to say, you can still live here, but my kids will gain control over it, that's putting her in a spot where she doesn't know, or, her future becomes uncertain.
Did that happen to someone we know?
It sounds like something I've heard before.
Oh, wait a minute. Melissa, I know.
I'd rather not talk about this on live.
But yeah, let's just go with that, because she said earlier she's known somebody who that did happen to, and then later on when they did die, the kids kicked her out. So we all know that this can happen, that kids can hold animosity towards the step parent to the point, like, if that ever happened, they'd be like, So we don't know.
Especially when they're probably in their like 30s or whatnot.
Yeah, we don't know what's happening. We don't
never know.
We don't know the circumstances. So,
yeah,
but great. We should do this again sometime. Maybe.
Hey, that baby's pretty. Look at him, ain't they pretty?
They're the prettiest babies.
Oh,
so pretty.
Yeah, my baby just came in here and he was trying to inch his way over here. Did you guys see me go?
No.
And I muted myself and I'm like, I'm still recording, kid.
Or maybe it was in bed.
Oh.
But, alright, I'm going to let you guys go because we're going to end it here. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to follow us on all the socials.
Social media platforms.
Yeah, and please leave us a comment if you have a question or you would like to have some advice from the girls. Leave it.
Because we know what we're talking about.
We're great at it. So, yeah, leave us a comment. We'll answer it the next time. And see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Bye.